Welcome inside Labatt Memorial Park, London Majors Baseball here on Majors TV.
Majors win! The Majors walk it up!
We're doing great. I feel amazing.
Hit well to left field. Going back. Do you believe it? He's hit it out. Marching towards third. Here's the relay from Hernandez. Not in time. Well, good afternoon, folks, and welcome to beautiful Labatt Memorial Park, the home of the London Majors. What a great Sunday it is for us in baseball between two of the best teams in the Canadian Baseball League, the Welland Jackfish and the London Majors. You can't pitch another better game for us Sunday. These are the two best offenses in the league, the two best pitching staffs in the league, and they both play great defense, and these two teams are battling it out. So without further ado, let's send it up to the gentleman who will call this game. Justin Koehler is with Owen Taylor. Gentlemen.
Thanks, Evan. Yeah, you couldn't put it any better. A lot on the line. A really fun matchup on deck today. And a great crowd here in attendance at Labatt Memorial Park. Again, you heard it from Evan. Justin Koehler, Owen Taylor, happy to have you here with us on Majors TV for a really, really fun matchup between the Welland Jackfish and the hometown team, the London Majors.
Yeah, it should be a very exciting one today. And obviously, we've seen this 5 times already. This is the final game of this season series. So the Majors are currently leading the season series and have won it actually 4-1, looking for that 5th game of this season series, actually 5th in a row. The Welland has not won a game against the Majors since May, so it should be a very enticing one we're going to see today between these two teams.
So the season series might be more in the Majors' favor, but the standings eerily close at this point. London, of course, still number 1. Welland right behind at number 2. A 2-game difference between those two clubs in what's been a really, really exciting 2026. Of course, Welland kind of wanting to get the last laugh in terms of the season series, ending on a high note against the Majors in what potentially could be a final matchup once the postseason gets underway. But it all starts with a big win today, and it should be a lot of fun. Two very similar ball clubs offensively and on the pitching side as well.
Yeah, it's very similar, and you look at the offensive stats as well. They're 1-2 in about more than half of those offensive stats as well, so you know that firepower is going to be there. And you look at the pitching matchup today of Saldana versus Victor Payano. It's very enticing to look at. Both starters are very good at their craft and what they're able to do. Should be very interesting to see the kind of adjustments these lineups need to make in order to come out with a victory today.
So a lot of similarities. We'll talk about all those as we go through the course of the broadcast. But like Owen just mentioned, all starts with that pitching matchup. Abdiel Saldana against Victor Payano. Expect some pretty similar things out on the mound. Some good strikeout numbers, pretty low walks per 9 as well. Where at least I saw the key difference is going to be Payano starting to more favor the soft hit flyouts versus Saldana going more for the soft hit groundouts. But besides that, they're eerily similar, these two pitchers.
Yeah, they are. And again, looking at the stats as well, both are below a 3.5 ERA, so they've just been dominant out there on the mound. And against each other, Saldana went 5 innings, giving up 4 runs back on August 1st against his major squad, while Payano has only seen the Jackfish once this season. He only had 2 strikeouts in that game, so it should be a very contact-heavy game between these two sides. Should be interesting to see how it goes.
And of course, not just a fun matchup between two incredibly competitive squads, but a lot of good records, a lot of good numbers on the line as we start getting towards the end of this 2026 CBL season. Kind of what we lightly kind of called Records Weekend that we're kind of carrying through from Friday. We'll keep you updated on some of those numbers in what's been a really, really fun tail end of this 2026 season. And so as we get ready, inching closer to game time, all the action between these two teams, we'll send it down to one of the more fun parts of the broadcast, a nice little chat with someone we love talking to, Koehler General Manager Roop Chanderdat, who Evan Fredrickson had the chance to talk to a bit earlier before the game in today's Roop's Report.
All right, I'm here with Jamin Corner of the London Majors, Roop Charadat. Roop, as always, thank you so much for doing this. Welcome inside the booth. Pleasure to have you. You guys are entering this matchup with the Welland Jackfish, a team that you guys have had so many close battles this season. What is the anticipation like for your group entering this contest?
Another good game. You know, every team's good in this league. We talked about it. Obviously, these guys are a top team. So we got to play, good disciplined baseball, error-free baseball, mistake-free baseball. Whoever blinks first is probably going to lose the game. So you want to make sure everyone's ready, which they are, and then we got to execute now. That's what it comes down to.
You've got your ace Victor Payano on the mound, who had some good success against the Jackfish, and then Abdil Saldana will counter for the Jackfish. What are you expecting for this pitching matchup?
Great pitching matchup. Obviously we got our ace going in Payano, and he needs to bounce back here. His last outing was a little rough, but we don't expect nothing but a bounce back game from him. And Saldana, he keeps you off balance, good slider. We got to lay off the slider, hunt fastball early in the count and try to hit that and kind of get on him early. And like we've talked about, when we score early, we're a tough team to beat. So we got to score early here and keep tacking on.
Absolutely. And lastly, Roop, how proud of you of your bullpen this season? Your bullpen has been so good, especially in the late innings, shutting down opposing offenses. Just how proud of you are them, especially in the high leverage situations?
Definitely so proud of them. Like when I started in the off season, whoever I talked to, I told them priority one is pitching, specifically the bullpen. That's what I worked on first, and then kind of built out from there. And they've all been good. They've all had their ups and downs, but overall they've been a great group. And continue to go at any one of them. You see, we use all of them, and they all get an opportunity. So they just got to keep doing what they're doing, and help the starters, and hopefully get the ball to Janice at the end.
Roop, as always, thanks so much. Good luck here this evening.
Thanks for having me.
Everyone dreams of being great. Only a select few can be iconic. But only one is chosen. Introducing the Chosen One from Rawlings. The all-new one-piece composite iteration of the top-rated and established Icon BB Core bat.
Another's blankets.
And welcome back to Labatt Memorial Park. Another beautiful national anthem as we inch closer and closer to game time here in London, Ontario. Again, thank you so much for joining us for some nice Sunday afternoon action here at the Forks of the Thames in what should be a really fun, really exciting matchup. A lot of stakes on the line as we push towards the end of the regular season and really get into that postseason push. Again, Justin Koehler up here, joined by Owen Taylor, Evan Fredrickson down on field level as well. And it all gets started with the offensive prowess of the Welland Jackfish today. Should be a real challenge for the Majors pitching staff.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a big challenge. They're the only team with 400 runs already on the season. They're by far the highest scoring team in all of the CBL. Daite Abe will lead it off over there in left field, followed by Brendan Luther over at short. Ethan Mann will take first base today, as always, and across from him in the other corner is James Smybert. Jonah Weisner will take his spot at second base, followed by Robert Mullen back there behind the home plate. Gio Morello will take center field, followed by Justin Gideon in right, and last but not least, Carson Johnson will take over the designated hitter spot.
A lot of big-name guys, a lot of good contacts, some great power across the board for the Jackfish, obviously contributing to some of the leaders in a lot of these different categories stat-wise, most of which shared by the Majors. But one person who'll be looking to stop them today is the likes of Victor Payano. Been so consistent, been lights out so far this season. Pretty low numbers, pretty consistent, and been really an interesting guy to watch on the mound, just in terms of hit the tools in his arsenal, his strikeout numbers, really great contributor mentally for this team as well.
Yeah, he is. And you look at his last start against this Welland Jackfish squad. That came all the way back on June 12th. He did get the win in that one. It was a 6-5 win for the London Majors. However, he went 6 innings, giving up 12 hits and 4 earned runs, only striking out 2 and walking a batter in that one. So it should be very interesting to see what he's able to do today. It's going to be different with this Jackfish squad. They're very good at contact and having battles at home plate. They're really going to try and bring his pitch count up and try and get him out by about innings 5 and 6. Should be interesting to see how that goes.
Should be a good one. Luckily, the weather is on our side for the time being. I know it's been another dicey weekend across the Canadian Baseball League. Majors getting rained out yesterday over in Guelph, so that's been rescheduled for a bit later in the week. And for the time being, everything looks good. I think still a few clouds, a bit of rain on the radar. We'll keep you updated on the conditions here at the ballpark as we go. But for the time being, nice and sunny, nice and lovely. Not too hot as well, which I think all the players kind of appreciate. So nice for now, but a pretty nice matchup on deck regardless. Daiki Abe, the first to get a good crack at it to start the game for the Jackfish.
Yeah, before we have to get underway, you see the grounds crew out there all the way in center, kind of fixing the warning track out there. It was raining a good bit about an hour and a half ago here at Labatt Park, so good work by the grounds crew to be able to make the park good enough to be able to have a baseball game today.
Yeah, we were almost getting a little bit nervous if it was going to start on time today, but luckily things improved fast enough that everything was able to get set nicely. All the little puddles that had kind of formed were able to be cleared out, and it's brought us right here to start of game time. So Payano on the mound, Daiki Abe getting things going. First pitch, called strike in the zone, and just like that, we're underway. Game start 4:10 here at Labatt Memorial Park. I know we've been looking forward to this matchup for quite a while. One of the more exciting ones left in, just about a week left of the regular season. Is that pitch right inside, drills Abe. Looks like it was right on the arm. He's clasping his right arm at the moment. So tough way to get things going for Payano. Abe still leaning over. Some Welland trainers coming out just to make sure he is all right.
Yeah, not the best start you want to this game. That's a fastball that kind of runs way up and in on Abe, and he keeps the hands out so far. It's hard to bring him back in, especially on a high pitch like that. Hopefully he looks to be all right.
Tough way to start this game. But yeah, like you mentioned, almost impossible to a degree to move out of the way of a pitch like that. But just like that, gets some claps here from the hometown crowd in London as he makes his way to first.
It's not the start you want for London. Daiki Abe, the leader in the entire league in stolen bases. You know how fast he is over there. 38 stolen bases on the year in 43 games.
A pretty big threat on deck as well. Brendan Luther now in the box. Some good speed numbers of his own. Some pretty good contact numbers as well. Batting .340 on the year. So runner on first for the Jackfish. Still none out. Top of the first. Squares to bunt. But a bit outside. Pulls it back in time for ball one. Payano has his call on the mound. Gets set the 1-0. Squares to bunt again. That one catches the zone, though, for strike one, evening things up.
Yeah, as you said, Brendan Luther having quite the year. A .340 average and .889 OPS for him. He's got 48 hits in 37 games. He's got great discipline at the plate. 14 walks on the year. Hits in back-to-back.
The 1-1. Abe was darting over towards second. Potential hit and run strategy, but it gets fouled off, so the count moves to 1-2.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen with this Welland team. They're really good at stealing bags and getting that hit and run going. It's really going to be a test on Eduardo Diolio today.
Hoping to shut things down pretty quick if he can. Some long gaps between pitches for Payano. The 1-2. Swung on, hit hard, but drifting foul down the third base side. It'll land in the stands. Little souvenir for some of the fans here at the ballpark. There we go. Gives the ball to the kid. You love to see that. All right, so 1-2 count, still none out. Abe over at first. He was hit by a pitch to get the game going. Ethan Mann on deck. The 1-2. Breaking ball just drifts a bit outside of the zone, making it 2-2.
It's a close one there from Pano. You're going to see that a lot today. He's going to run that fastball in and then has the option of 3 different off-speed pitches that he can get in there for strikes.
Yeah, I like the mindset, trying to go for a bit of swing and miss there. He's set the 2-2. That one drilled over toward left field. It's going to touch the grass for a base hit. Abe's speed already rounding second on his way towards third. Some great speed from him. No plays. So a nice single to put runners on the corners for Brendan Luther.
Yeah, just a good battle there from Luther, able to foul off some tough pitches by Payano, and then just pokes the bat out on that one, gets the little flare to drop. And again, still nobody out here. Runners on the corners already here for the Jackfish. This is what their offense can do. They're not the best power team. They're about 7th in home runs in all of the league. However, it's just the contact and the base-to-base kind of play that'll get you.
Big swing and a miss on the breaking ball. Ethan Mann doing some impressive work this season. Jonah Weisner obviously as well. Saw those numbers on your screen. Quite a good crew. Good mix of contact and power in those names as well. The 0-1. Swung on, grounded out down the third base side, but drifts foul.
Yeah, even though they're average in the power department, Ethan Mann is not one of those guys. He's got 13 home runs on the year, 63 RBIs. That leads the league in his RBI tally. It's a 1,100 OPS for him.
Next one a bit inside, making it a 1-2 count. Looks like on a couple of those pitches, Luther was getting a bit of a break over towards second. No jump on that pitch. The Jackfish been using a bit of hit and run strategy so far, and with runners on the corners, it's been working in their favor. Payano set the 1-2. And there goes Luther on his way out there. Bit of a wide throw from Diolio, so that'll put 2 runners in scoring position with the stolen base from Brendan Luther.
Again, it's that speed that's going to get you for Welland. That's stolen base number 15 on the year for Brendan Luther. Just another guy on this Welland lineup that has got 15 plus. Lead the league in stolen bases.
Infield in, wanting to limit any damage at home plate as that one's hit well, but hit well high. The left fielder Lewis having to make his way underneath it. Block in the sun, makes the grab. Big long throw home, but won't be in time to stop Abe from getting home. So the sacrifice fly off the bat of Ethan Mann gets the first run on the board for the Jackfish.
Yeah, good on Ethan Mann there. Just get that ball in the air. Was able to get it deep enough. Lewis doesn't have the best arm over there in left field, so it's easy for a guy with that much speed in Daike Abe to get over. However, a big first out here for Victor Payano.
And still a dangerous situation here. Luther still over at second, so runner in scoring position for James Smybert. Again, some pretty impressive contact numbers from him on the season as a whole as well. First pitch to him, a bit outside, ball 1.
Yeah, so Payano is trying a lot of different stuff in this one. He's got 2 first pitch strikes already, 2 first pitch balls. Both the first pitch strikes, have been on fastballs. He went breaking ball there to start it off against Smybert, just couldn't get the chase.
It's a pickoff attempt there. Luther able to get back in time, though.
Smybert, another guy with so much skill with the bat. He's able to get on base at such a high volume, a .457 on-base percentage for him this season.
Breaking pitch a bit too high, making it a 2-0 count. You can see Luther bouncing around over at second base with Payano on the mound, trying to kind of induce the pickoff attempts, trying to distract the infield defense a little bit. See him on your screen there. 2-0 pitch. Fastball catches the plate. 2-1.
Good one there. That's the pitch you want if you're Victor Payano. Your fastball is almost always going to get in the zone for strikes. It's good to rely on the breaking ball to try and get swings and misses.
Next one comes back with another fastball, 2-2. Big opportunity here. Payano would love to strike out the batter. The 2-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So after a shaky start, Payano starting to find his form, and just like that, still a runner in scoring position, but now 2 out here in the top of the first.
A big out there. You didn't want to get Smybert on, made it first and second with one away. Because of Jonah Weisner coming up to bat. It's a good breaking ball there from Payano, just able to get Smybert out in front of it, usually on the 2-2. 2-2 and 3-2 counts. Payano loves to go right back to that fastball.
First pitch to Jonah Weisner, bit outside, ball 1. Pretty good crowd here in attendance at Labatt Memorial Park, given the weather conditions we've seen so far this weekend. Long break for Payano here, the 1-0. Bit upstairs, ball 1. This is the one change that we're definitely seeing for Payano's game right now versus a few of his other starts is the long breaks that we are seeing in between pitches. I think maybe potentially given the speed of this Jackfish lineup, trying to maybe throw them off their timing a little bit around the base paths with just extending these pitches. The 2-0. Catches the plate, making it 2-1. I think that might be maybe how he's trying to limit the run game if he can, given that really across this Jackfish lineup, it's speed after speed after speed. So 2 outs now, top of the first. Luther over at second, the 2-1. Down and away, making it 3-1 on Jonah Weisner.
Yeah, you're 100% right. You want to try and change your timing and your rhythm on the mound as much as you can. You really want to get these hitters thinking about what's coming next, and the more they start to think about it, the harder it is to kind of see it out of the hand.
The 3-1, swung on, fouled over into the stands, making it a full count. So that hit by pitch by Daiki Abe came around to bite Payano a bit early on, but still hoping to shut down this inning with just the 1 run on the board. The 3-2 swung on, driven right down the third baseline. No call on whether it stayed fair. It looked like from up here it might have rolled foul before the base, but as of right now it's been ruled as a fair ball. So Weisner's over at first. We're seeing some talks, some discussions. Roop Chandudat now out to talk with the home plate umpire.
Yeah, interesting that there was kind of no signal about it. It did look like from where we are looking, it came on the left side of the third base bag. Now, I'm not sure if it hit the base.
And it was going right down the line. It was pretty, I think, maybe an inch or two inside and like a dart right down.
But it looks like it will be a base hit.
I was almost wondering where a call was. I think that's maybe what these discussions are more about, is we didn't see an obvious call, whether it was fair or foul, almost the entire process, which is what kind of led maybe to the Majors' confusion on the play. But in any case, as of right now, it's been ruled as a single, so 2 men on, 1 in scoring position. That'll bring up Robert Mullen as Payano steps off to hold Luther back. But a tough spot. 1 runner already scored in the inning. As that one swung on, hit well high. Drifting foul. Big sliding catch. Trent Lenahan coming up with the defensive stop there. Almost looked like it might have gotten away from him, but great athleticism to stay underneath it. The sunshine, the lights are on here at the ballpark. Wow, what an impressive stop.
Yeah, good one there. Those are one of the toughest. It's a pop-up and foul ground, especially here at Labatt with the bullpens in play. He kind of came up onto the mound there. One of the tougher plays for a first baseman to make.
Can move around a lot, can be incredibly tough to track at times. So just a great effort. But so 1 run scored for the Welland Jackfish. That'll turn things over to the Majors offense to try and come back, get ahead if they can. It all starts with a contact-heavy bat of Jordan Lewis.
Yeah, Jordan Lewis to lead it off. He has been red hot in his 4 games in the leadoff spot. Trent Lenahan will take over his spot behind him over at first base. We just saw him make that great play over there. Michael Escato back in the 3-hole. He has been red hot there as well as Trisha Unoa being in that cleanup spot. Tucker Zadunik, our first lefty we see in this lineup, 1 of 2. He will take the 5 spot, followed by Eduardo Diolio. Payano's battery mate here behind the plate. Xavier Whittle will come in at DH. It was originally Starlin Joseph. It was a late switch. It's about a half hour before game time. David Dreyers will take third base, and finally the caboose of this Majors lineup is Jared Burney out there in center.
So a good lineup, a lot of consistencies from what we're used to across the board. Like you mentioned, the one change, Xavier Whittle in there at DH, but a pretty solid group, really, really good offense across the board. We've mentioned it before, there's almost multiple leadoff hitters that you could pick from, but Jordan Lewis, especially since he got picked up partway through the season, has really been contributing well on the contact front. The plate discipline front, just finding ways to get on base however he can and really setting the table for the rest of this Majors lineup. And then it's really goes down from there. Of course, we'll talk about some of the numbers for the Majors. We're calling it, like we mentioned, Records Weekend. A lot that we're keeping an eye of. But hard to deny just how good this offense is when you got Lewis, Lenahan, Escato, and Noah Zadunik. Some impressive stuff, and like we mentioned, all gets going with Jordan Lewis. 948 OPS, 373 average, and what's been a pretty short, reduced season for him. A late pickup for the Majors in the year. And Abdiel Saldana on the mound for the Jackfish. Good numbers from him as well. First pitch in there, a bit outside, ball 1. We kind of mentioned it beforehand. Saldana and Payano have a lot of similarities in their game. Just kind of a slight difference between Payano being more fly-out heavy versus Saldana being more ground-out heavy. The 1-0 squares to bunt. The pitcher having to come by and not able to come up with it cleanly. So that'll be a nice bunt single from Jordan Lewis to get the game going.
Yeah, great effort from him. Able to get on base early in this one. That's already his 20th hit of the year. That's only in 14 games, and able to use the speed so effectively right away, a man on.
An impeccable bunt, exactly where you want it to go. Kind of trying to get the pitcher a bit off balance in the pickup. It would have been kind of a tough throw because you're almost throwing behind the runner as well. And while we have a chance, we'll go through the umpiring crew for today. Home plate umpire Hayden Moore. First base umpire and crew chief Matt Neely. And then on third base, we got Mike Guthrow. As Trent Lenahan's now in the box. First pitch to him, a bit downstairs for ball 1.
Yeah, Lenahan, another guy who's just been absolutely red hot. He's second in the lead in batting average, just 1 point behind Malik Williams of the Kitchener Panthers.
So that one swung on, foul down the first base side, but foul. That'll be an impeccably interesting race as we start counting down the games here in the 2026 season. Of course, we're going to be following Lenahan pretty closely, but yeah, when you're getting into thousandth of a point difference between these guys, it's impressive stuff, and you love to see the contact in the first CBL season.
How about your first season being second in the entire league in hits? I mean, 73 hits in 44 games. That is just exceptional. Not to mention his OPS has been in the thousands almost the entire year.
1-1 pitch, a check swing foul to make it 1-2. So Lewis on first. He got on via the bunt single. Trent Lenahan in the box. Michael Escato on deck. Saldana set on the mound. The 1-2. Swung on. Grounded fouled on the first base side. Lewis got a pretty good jump from first, but he'll hustle his way back.
Yeah, Lewis had a really good jump there. It's going to be tough for both sides to try and steal bags. Robert Mullen and Eduardo Diolio, two of some of the best defensive catchers in the CBL.
Yeah, you can definitely say that. Again, both impeccable catchers, really good at trying to limit the run game, and just some good baseball IQ shared between the two of them. Saldana set on the mound. The 1-2 downstairs, evening things up. But yeah, we are going to see some pretty, obviously these two teams are very similar across the board, pitching-wise, offense-wise, and I like how we might be seeing some good similarities on the base paths as well. We're already seeing some good hit-and-run strategies shared between the two of them. The 2-2. Swung on, fouled well over the stands in right. Good battle by Trent Lenahan in the box.
Yeah, Lenahan's starting to see the ball really well already in this one. That's now 3 foul balls in just the 6 pitches he's seen in the at-bat.
That one's grounded right up the middle. What a great stop from the second baseman. Throw to first to try and get the double play, but not in time. Wisner, impressive stuff to stop that ball in its tracks. That looked like it almost was going to be a guaranteed single. And good contact from Lenahan. Look at the behind-the-back throw, too. Impeccable. That's one for the highlight reel for Jonah Wisner.
Yeah, just an exceptional play. They're able to fully extend on the dive and then just to reach behind and get that ball out of his hand to Brendan Luther. Not only are they good offensively, they're one of the best defensive teams as well.
First pitch to Escato, downstairs, ball 1. Well, and a good effort from the pitcher Saldana as well to try and get that extension to stop it. That almost looked like a pretty close call there, too. But a really good confidence booster for Saldana being able to trust this Welland defense. The 1-0. Swung on, hit well, driven deep towards right center field. It's going back over the fence, and it is out of here. Incredible stuff. A beautiful 2-run shot to deep right center off the bat of Michael Escato. Shifts things in the Majors' favor, now up 2-1.
Yeah, just an exceptional swing there by the Majors shortstop, able to extend and get that ball the other way. Now tying Chris Shinoa for the team lead in home runs. Now ties the single season record as well. It's a 4-way tie for that record here, Justin. It's very interesting to see which one of them are getting it. And man, we talked about this on Friday. They're really just trying to one-up each other so far. And during this final week of the year, we'll We'll see what happens here.
I love it. Escato really been in the mix for the context side, kind of fighting with Trent Lenahan at times. In the conversation for the power side, fighting with Christian and Noah. It must be a whole lot of fun in the clubhouse week to week. And another man in that conversation, like we were just talking about, Christian and Noah, now tied when it comes to home runs with Michael Escato at 15. The 1-1 pitch to him. Swung on, hit well over towards right field. It's going to touch down for a base hit. Great contact, great spot to hit that ball over to the gap. And just like that, the Majors are trying to get a nice little rally going.
Yeah, they just continue to produce here in the first. That's now 3 hits, 2 singles and a homer. Everyone has gotten on base so far in this lineup. It was just a fielder's choice by Lenahan that negated Lewis off the bags.
So that'll bring up Tucker Zadunik. First pitch to him downstairs in the dirt, ball 1.
But yeah, what a start this has been for both sides in this one.
Already some pretty good contact, some decent pitching as well. That big defensive stop that you can't forget about, too. Saldana set the 1-0. Again, a bit downstairs, making it a 2-0 count. But we knew going in it was going to be an exciting matchup between these two ball clubs, and we're already getting treated to a whole lot of fun. So Noah over on first. The 2-0 pitch hit well over towards right field, drifting back. It's going to touch down for another base hit. And Noah now over at second. So back-to-back singles puts a runner in scoring position and 2 men on for the Majors.
I mean, are you really able to stop this Majors offense from doing whatever they want to do? We're seeing it now, how difficult it is. Everybody has gotten on to the first 5. But again, going back to our point, they're now tied for the home run lead here for this team. However, Michael Estrada is also 3 hits away from the single season record for Majors hits in a single season.
So a lot on the line as the season is going on. A lot of records, a lot of both team and league records that we're on watch for. An exciting time. If you like baseball, it's a fun time of year. And speaking of fun, Eduardo Diolio now in the box, a fan favorite here in town. Been the consistent catcher behind the plate for this team for a few seasons.
Sorry, I should correct myself. Estato's really chasing that single season hit record for all of the league.
So that one's fouled off down the first base side over the stands.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about the kind of offensive season that this Majors team has had. So many records on the table looking to be broken. It's just stats-wise, you're near the top in about everything.
Next pitch fouled back for strike 2. And hey, keeps us on our toes. Also up in the broadcast booth, the entire team up here having to keep track of these stats, these records week to week. A whole lot of fun. I mean, if you're a numbers guy, I guess. That, to some people, might not sound like a ton of fun.
Oh, no, it's very fun to me, I can tell you that.
So runner in scoring position, 2 men on. The 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Strike 3 called. So a good recovery by Abdil Saldana. Just like that, we have 2 outs. Majors still looking to add to this rally that they've got going. That'll bring up the bat of Xavier Whittle.
Again, a big out there for Saldana. You kind of stopped the momentum for a little bit by getting that strikeout.
Might be the exact little boost that he needs. The first pitch to Whittle, down and away, ball 1.
Xavier Whittle, a guy who hasn't seen all too much action here for the Majors. He has played in 27 different games, however, only 52 at-bats. And he's looking pretty good. A 288 average, a 747 OPS.
So that one's grounded over towards short. They'll make the easy throw to second to get the third out. But not before the Majors able to get some damage done. Battled back. Big two-run shot off the bat of Michael Escato to make it a 2-1 lead. And as we get ready to push into the top of the second, we will take a quick commercial break. You're watching the Welland Jackfish in town taking on the London Majors right here on Majors TV.
Another's blank and stock metals deliver impact without compromise. Fully customizable with UV full color printing or 3D printing to showcase your logo, event name, or design. One or two-sided printing available. Some stock metals have a recessed area for adding plates for divisions, names, and more. Each medal includes a stock neck ribbon or upgrade to a custom ribbon with your branding. Just allow for lead time. Versatile, customizable, affordable.
Explore your options at Nothers.com or call 1-800-265-1554.
Let me into my zone. Please don't let me into my zone. 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 Please don't let me in. Yeah. Can't answer my phone now. Just leave it there, that tone. Ballin' can't beat me up 'cause I'm back in my zone now. 'Cause I'm back in my zone now.
Right at the corner of Warncliffe and Emery, Ellie's Pizzeria is your neighborhood spot for real, handcrafted pizza, using locally sourced flour for their dough and fresh ingredients from local farms for incredible flavor in every bite. Stop in before 3 p.m. for a slice and a pop for just $5, or 2 for $9. Ellie's Pizzeria, made local, made right.
And we're back here at Labatt Memorial Park. A pretty exciting, fun matchup between these two teams so far. Majors up 2-1 at this point, out hitting the Jackfish 4-2. But been some pretty exciting highlight moments already in just a single inning.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of offense already in this one. It's almost more than we saw about the first half of that Chatham game as well. That was only a 5-0 win for the London Majors. However, we're seeing a lot going on here. This might be a big one. Again, probably not your favorite. You love the pitchers duels, and I'm going to keep reminding you of that every time we get a game like this. Yeah, Victor Panos looked strong early, only threw 21 pitches in that first inning and gave up the early run. However, looked strong near the end.
Gio Morello in the box. 0-1 count to him. The next pitch swung on, fouled back. But yeah, pretty sharp stuff. Obviously, that first hit by pitch to Daiki Abe, not exactly what he was going for to really start the game off. Ended up coming around to score as well. But since then, he's really slowed it down, tried to get back in his favor. And with an 0-2 count, he's already starting the inning off pretty well. Next pitch, breaking ball downstairs, catches the zone for strike 3. And just like that, Paano gets the new fresh inning off on as good of a note as he can for his second strikeout of the ballgame.
Yeah, great start, only getting it in 3 pitches. It's a big out and a beautiful breaking ball there. He started out with 2 fastballs to Gio Morello and then just kind of brought that one in there and really froze him up.
So that'll bring up the left-handed bat of Justin Gideon, who's manning right field today. First pitch well away, ball 1.
Yeah, it's not often you see Justin Gideon way down here in the 8th spot of this Welland lineup. He's batting .267 on the year and .853 OPS for him in all 44 games for the Jackfish.
Next pitch high and inside, making it 2-0. So 1 out here, top of the second. A 2-0. A bit high, ball 3.
And Gideon looking for a little spark in his offense. He's been hitless his last 4 games, going back to last Saturday against the Kitchener Panthers. Really trying to get something going early in this game.
The 3-0 right in there for the first strike, making it 3-1. Gideon impeccably well at drawing the walk when he can. Some really good plate discipline this year. The 3-1 swung on, hit well high, popped up. The third baseman, Dreyers, making his way underneath it to make the grab for the second out.
Yeah, good at bat from both sides there. You saw the patience from Gideon early and able to make it a 3-0 count. However, good on Payano to give him some to challenge there on the 3-1 and be able to come out on top.
Might be getting a bit harder to track some of those pop-ups. A few clouds rolling in, so we'll see how tough it is to separate the ball from the clouds, especially for these infielders on some of those pop flies. First pitch to Carson Johnson in there for a called strike. He's the DH today.
Yeah, he came to this Welland squad kind of middle of the year. He's played 24 games. He's been real solid for the Jackfish team, a .320 average and .894 OPS. Has got hits in 3 of his last 5 games.
So Payano really getting things in his favor so far here in the top of the second. 2 outs. Count now 0-2. Next one swung on, fouled back, and bounced right back in. Good catch from Diolio as it ricocheted off the grandstand back here and went right back in play.
Let's start counting those as outs.
You know, it takes a lot of heads up to be able to even track that, especially when one's coming right in that hot. That was fouled off. We could argue it. The 0-2 swung on, grounded foul down the third base side.
Well, you got to work your way around the umpire and
you're
squeeze in there a little bit.
You know, if you're able to still make the grab through traffic like that, I think you should get the out.
I think it should count.
Again, where's the suggestion box? We could put some of these.
Grab some of the banana ball rules.
I like it. I will not argue with you there. So 2 outs, count still 0-2. Just a bit outside, trying to get the swing and miss for ball 1.
Yeah, bring the banana ball rules, get one of us out there.
I believe.
If we catch it and we're way out there, it counts as an out.
Counts as an out. If anyone with the CBL is listening right now.
Don't listen to us.
No, don't listen to us. Count now 1-2. The pitch. Swung on. Hit over to right, but drifting foul into the stands. Good battle so far from Carson Johnson to stay alive. All the kids running over. Again, happy to see the great turnout here.
You think the kids are the most active at these games?
Oh, they got it.
They're running around all the time.
They're hustling. Left, right, and center, whether that be around the bases.
And literally left, right, and center.
But yeah, they're everywhere. Love the spirit, love the enthusiasm. The 1-2. Swung on, grounded over towards the second baseman, diving, but not able to come up with it cleanly. So it drifts out to right, so a base hit. Keeping the inning alive. After a pretty solid battle, a good shot off the bat of Carson Johnson.
Yeah, what a battle there from Carson Johnson. Fouling off 3 or 4 of those pitches from Payano, able to bring the top of the order up here with 2 away.
It's exactly what Victor Payano was hoping to avoid, turning things back over. So Daiki Abe now in the box, who was hit by a pitch in the early goings. First pitch to him inside again, making it 1-0. Fairly similar approach back in the first. Looks like he might be trying to back Abe up off the plate a little bit. The 1-0. Fed outside, making it 2-0. Slowly starting to get a little darker here at Labatt Memorial Park. A lot of clouds starting to roll in. That nice sunshine we had at the start might be a thing of the past. The wind kind of drifting over towards right today at Labatt. The 2-0 pitch. Swung on, driven over towards left field. Big hustle for the left fielder, Lewis. Touches down And again, looks like we're seeing some disagreements on whether that was fair or foul. No obvious calls. Some contention coming from the majors. Roop Chanderdad out having some discussions. Could clearly see that the majors weren't too happy, thought it was a foul ball.
Yeah, there's another really close one. That's about right on the line. And you can see Alex Springer out there in the London bullpen. He was kind of motioning. There was a foul ball. He had his hands up. However, home plate umpire Hayden Moore thought that ball was fair.
I'll bring up Brendan Luther. First pitch in there called strike. You know, going back with the magic of stream replay, not to cause contention, but it looked like that was foul.
It looked from the stream. It kind of flickered, like right as the ball dropped. So it's it's hard for us to tell.
Of course, there had to be a little bit of flicker at that exact time, but a pretty close call nonetheless. So 2 runners on, 1 in scoring position. That's Carson Johnson over at second. Daiki Abe now over at first. Off some back-to-back singles. Count 1-1 on Luther. Next pitch swung on. Grounded foul down the first base side.
But you're right. It's really getting dark. The clouds just...
It's turned around
coming
quick.
over top of us. You see out past center field, it's all blue over there, but that's going the other way.
So crowd's starting to get into it here at the Forks of the Thames. 2 outs, top of the second. Payano set the 1-2. Swung on, fouled. Well fouled down the third base side, over the stands once again. Yeah, I wish we had a little view of some of the clouds behind us, because that's kind of what's drifting in. But it has gotten dark in a flash. Again, it was raining a bit before the game. We weren't too sure if we were going to start on time, but luckily we were able to get things going. Good battle from Luther so far. The 1-2 to him. Both runners going. That one hit well over towards left center. It's going to touch down for a base hit. It's going to score 1. The throw over towards third, not in time. Dreyers tried to make a bit of a bait there to see if he could get one of the runners to come off the base, but that'll score 1 off a good little hit and run. A nice double off the bat of Brendan Luther.
Yeah, good piece of hitting there. The runners were on the move. Again, as we said, it's going to be so difficult to keep these runners where they are. And you saw they were even running on a 1-2 there. A very bold move from this Jackfish lineup over. It works perfectly for them. Bring home a run.
Like the strategy that we've seen so far. Next pitch to Ethan Mann, well high and away for ball 1. It's a strategy that both these teams have been using this season. The hit and run has been really working well. But now we're in a pretty dangerous spot for Victor Payano. 2 outs, but 2 runners now in scoring position. The 1-0 pitch hit well and hit hard, deep towards left field. It's going back, and it is well gone. A 3-run shot off the bat of Ethan Mann puts this one well in the Jackfish's favor, making it a 5-2 ball game.
Yeah, that ball was just absolutely crushed out there by Ethan Mann. That's his 14th homer of the year, so really staying in that top 5 for the league. And how about a 4-run inning here for the Jackfish, really showing what their offense is able to do. Again, we talked about it before. There's 70 runs above second place of the London Majors for runs scored in the CBL. They're up to 412 thanks to this game.
Pretty impeccable stuff. James Smybert in the box. First pitch to him. Grounded on the first base side. But yeah, Ethan Mann absolutely got a hold of that one. Grated that thing like a block of Parmesan. The 0-1. Swung on, grounded down the first base side, drifting foul once again. So the Jackfish trying to blow this one open as the inning continues. All that happened with 2 outs in the top of the second. The 0-2 pitch to Smybert. Swung on, broken bat right down the line. Lenahan makes the grab and touches the base for the 3rd out, but not before a whole lot of damage gets done. Now a 5-2 ball game. A big shot off the bat of Ethan Mann. The Majors have a bit of work to do.
Yeah, what an inning that was for the Welland Jackfish. You see 7 of their 9 hitters come to the plate for them coming in to score. And how about that shot by Ethan Mann? Now, we've seen some towering home runs here in London. That was definitely one of them right there as he absolutely smoked that breaking ball from Payano. But now you got the London offense coming up. You did put up 2 in the first against Saldana, so you're still looking confident even after that long top half of the second inning. Now you come to the bottom half trying to do the same thing. And again, you saw 22 pitches from Saldana in the first. You're trying to do kind of the same approach here in this one.
Yeah, if you're the Majors, realistically, you have to just try to not adjust the strategy you just had. It worked fairly well in the first inning. A couple runs cashed in. You do have some ground to make up, but it's surely to be a pretty high-scoring game. Some incredibly competitive offenses between these two teams. But a tough start to this one for Victor Payano. Got the second inning going in his favor, getting those couple outs back-to-back, the strikeout and the pop-out, but quite the 2-out rally for the Jackfish.
Yeah, it really was just a great showing of what their offense can do here, especially against top teams and top pitchers. Quite like Victor Payano. You give up the first, and then you get 4 straight hits. Now you got 8, 9, and 1 here in the London lineup to try and do something.
David Dreyers will get the first crack at it. His first go. Infield defense really having him pull. The second baseman Weisner is almost perfectly positioned though, but a bobble from the first baseman doesn't come up with it cleanly. So some pretty solid defensive positioning still turns into a base hit off the bat of David Dreyers. I believe that'll be scored as an error on Mann, who was not able to come up with it cleanly.
Yeah, again, just a good start. You want to get the leadoff man on to really get something positive going. You do it right there. As you reach on the error. And quite like the first, just 2 pitches in, you have a man on.
Bit of a break for the Majors there as Jared Burney squares the bunt, but it catches the plate. Strike 1. Abdiel Saldana been pretty solid in the early goings. 4 hits, 2 runs to his name so far. The 0-1 pitch, up and in, evening things out. But already 2 pretty loud home runs here at Labatt Memorial Park at what is one of the larger ballparks across the CBL. Again, 402 feet to dead center, 330 to the corners. Next one fouled a liner over the fans in attendance and right.
Yeah, probably one of the biggest ballparks in all of the league, really. It's difficult to hit home runs here. However, London's already hit 70 on the year. That's the top of anybody.
A big swing and miss there. Strike 3 called. Second strikeout of the game for Saldana. First out here in the bottom of the second. That'll turn things back over to the top of the order. So Jordan Lewis back in the box. And it does look like we are getting a bit of rain. There is some rain starting to come down here at Labatt Memorial Park. Luckily, also seeing a whole lot of umbrellas from some of the fans in the stands.
Yeah, it seemed they definitely came prepared. Now, I didn't know it was actually going to rain. I'll be honest, so I didn't actually come prepared for this game.
Big swing and a miss to Jordan Lewis there. I'm in the same boat. I didn't bring a jacket, didn't bring an umbrella.
No, I didn't really bring anything.
But luckily, we're hunkered down inside. Press box back behind home plate. 0-1 pitch. Catches, making it 0-2.
Lewis with a bunt single to lead off the bottom half of last inning. He's just been red hot. He's been kind of like the stalagmite of this lineup. He's just continuing to come up in the lineup. He started the ninth spot. He's leading off already, just 12 games into his majors career. I mean,
an absolute rock for this team, like you mentioned, for sure. Count now 1-2 for Jordan Lewis. That one catches the plate, strike 3 called. Froze him at the dish. So back-to-back strikeouts. Saldania's third in the ball game. And the second out here in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, it's been a good recovery here for Saldana. You give up the first guy, you let him get on base, and back-to-back strikeouts. He was able to get Lewis looking on a good pitch there. And the rain is really coming down now. It's
at least doesn't look too thick, I guess I would say.
Yeah.
First pitch to Lenahan inside, ball 1.
Still going to create a bit of a challenge for at least the defensive side of this game. Ball's really going to get slippery, especially for these pitchers. We've already seen the offense put a big spark on this one. It's definitely going to continue, I believe.
1-0 upstairs, making it 2-0. From at least what I read in the forecast, it's supposed to be pretty on and off from now, probably into the evening, I think around 9, 10 o'clock, but hopefully it doesn't get too heavy at times. Pickoff attempt over at first. Dreyer is able to get back in time. Well, there's definitely some cloud cover. Not too dark here in London, Ontario, but enough to get a decent light chunk of rain. Saldana still looking pretty sharp out there. The count now in the batter's favor, 2-1. That one fouled back, making it 2-1. But yeah, like you mentioned, probably the two biggest impacts from the weather will be on the pitching side and the defensive side. But still doesn't look too bad. The 2-1 swung on, grounded right to the third baseman. Will make the quick throw towards second for the third out. And just like that, the Jackfish able to shut down the Majors, who got the first runner on base via the error, but not able to get anything further. So Welland Jackfish still holding the lead at this point, up 5-2 over the London Majors, out hitting the hometown team 6-4 as well. And as we get ready to shift into the top of the third, we will take a quick commercial break. We'll be back in just a few moments. Don't go anywhere. Again, you're watching the Welland Jackfish at home taking on the London Majors right here on Majors TV.
We got this, united, step it up, keep on thriving, we trying, keep shining, living in a world where we colliding.
When we're together, amazing things happen. Feel what it means to be greater together.
Shine on.
Hockey isn't a game, it's a legacy. VMF Sportswear builds custom pro-level jerseys, socks, and apparel, like team hoodies and workout wear. Your colors, your crest, your identity. Create yours now.
Carbon monoxide is a deadly gas you can't see, smell, or taste.
Homes with fuel-burning appliances and or attached garages must have working CO alarms installed on every level of the home.
Install working CO alarms today.
It's the law.
Stand out this season with the Jersey Acrylic Trophy, starting at just $15.95. Fully customizable with your team's logo, colors, and player details, and double-sided for twice the impact. A custom plate can be attached to the base for personalized engraving on each trophy. Great for player recognition. Ideal for keeper awards, participation trophies, or end-of-season celebrations. Order your...
Welcome back, Labatt Memorial Park. Jackfish currently up 5-2. So that one's hit well deep towards center field. Jared Burney just moving underneath it, able to make the grab, though. So Jonah Weisner, the first out here in the top of the third.
Yeah, just start getting the first out on the first pitch. Now, Victor Payano is a big fly ball guy. That's how he'll get most of his outs. And you see it right there. It's the deception of his pitches. His fastball has so much spin on it, it almost rises. You can really see the range.
Yeah, you can really see it on our center field cam.
Wow.
Luckily, there's the crowd still sticking around, just moving under the grandstand here behind home plate. This pitch up and away, ball one. That's to Robert Mullen, who's in the box.
You still have a lot of the dedicated fans that are staying out there. There are a lot of them with no umbrellas. They're
love the commitment.
They're committed to their seats.
1-0 swung on, hit well, but grounded foul. Xavier Whittle having to move out of the way from that one.
I think that hit him.
Did it bounce off him?
It might have. I think he was trying to field it.
So Whittle not able to come up with it cleanly. Is that making it a 1-1 count with one out here, top of the third.
Yeah, DH just unable to make the play in way over third base.
That's why he's the DH today. Is that one's hit well deep towards right field. Zadunik having to hustle back right on the warning track, leaping grab and makes the catch. Great effort. What a great stop from the Majors right fielder.
There you go, another great play out there by the Majors outfield. We've seen this so many times, and I don't know how close he is to the wall, but
looks pretty close.
It was definitely a good look from Mullen. It was a good swing, able to push that fastball up and away to the opposite field, and thankfully Zadunik there to make the grab. Quickly 2 away now.
Zadunik, some great speed to track those balls down. We've seen some great effort on the base paths in recent weeks as well. So trying to show off some of his speed potential. That'll bring up Gio Morello. First pitch to him. Breaking ball, just a bit upstairs for ball one. Morello 0 for 1 so far, a strikeout victim. He kicked off the top of the second for the Jackfish in what turned into a pretty big inning. 1-0 pitch to him. Catches the plate, evening things up. I like what we're seeing from Victor Payano in this inning. Luckily, the rain doesn't appear to be getting to him too much. The rain, which appears to have slowed, at least a tad here in London, Ontario. 1-1. Hit well over towards the gap, just past the second baseman, into the grass for a base hit. So again, Payano able to get 2 quick outs, but just like that, the Jackfish still showing some life.
Yeah, good swing there by Gio Morello. Struck out back in the second. He was kind of frozen on a Payano breaking ball. He really looked set on the fastball right there once he got it. It was a green light for him.
So 1 runner on, 2 outs. First pitch inside to Justin Gideon. Gideon 0 for 1 as well. Popped up to the third baseman back in the second inning. Would love to get on base here. Add to the 2-out rallies that we're seeing from the Jackfish. The 1-0. Catches the outer part of the plate for strike one. So an exciting game between these ball clubs so far. Mother Nature getting a bit involved at times as well with this rain. The 1-1 breaking pitch hit well and clobbered deep towards right field, but well high. The right fielder Zadunik able to get underneath it. So well hit, but again, some great defensive stops from the right fielder Tucker Zadunik, able to shut things down.
Yeah, a much better inning there from Victor Payano. Only seen 4 batters, and you had the one base hit. However, nothing done with that, and he's kind of working through it now. Only 9 pitches thrown in that inning.
So some great stops, a great improvement that we just saw there from the Majors pitcher Victor Payano. So you can kind of see, is that a rainbow over in deep left? Look at that. And so as we get ready to push into the bottom of the third, we will take an opportunity to hear from our third man on the broadcast down on field level, Evan Fredrickson. What do you got for us?
Gentlemen, thank you very much. Victor Payano has been such a great pitcher for this team over the years, and what's really stood out to me, especially in this start, is the ability to pump the strike zone. Now, obviously, Payano has had a rough one, giving up 5 earned runs, but he entered this matchup with 80 strikeouts to just 11 walks, which ranks him among the 94th percentile when it comes to walks per 9 innings, along with his 97th percentile when it comes to strikeout to walk ratio. No matter if an offense is getting to him, Payano continues to pump the strike zone and trying to give his team a chance to win. Guys.
Thanks, Evan. Some great notes there on the starter for today, Victor Payano. Again, like he mentioned, some great strikeout numbers, some great walk numbers. Pretty solid so far, and still looking for some improvement today. That's a beautiful shot.
It is a beautiful rainbow. Wow.
Big shout out to the entire staff here with Majors TV. Getting some beautiful angles, trying to make the most of the cloudy, rainy skies that we have today. But hopefully that's a sign of better things to come on the weather front. And it looks like things have eased out a little bit. But again, still plenty of rain, I think, in the forecast as the day pushes on. But hopefully it waits until we're a little further in this ball game to really start making itself known. But speaking of making themselves known, Michael Escato in the box. He's been a key contributor for the Majors across the board this season. So you can still see the rain coming down. So first pitch to him. Catches the plate, strike 1.
Yeah, the rain's coming down. You see the sun the sun is out as well, so maybe a good sign there.
Mother Nature throwing us the fastball and the curveball today a little bit. So the 1-1 pitch. Bit downstairs, making it 2-1.
Back in the first, we saw Michael Escato hit that towering home run out in the right center, tying Christian Noah for the team lead.
Having to back off the plate there as the count moves to 3-1. But a pretty fun 3-4 for this Majors lineup, Escato and Noah. Someone catches the plate, making the count full. Escato not too happy with the call. Thought it went in a little bit. But a full count nonetheless. Payoff pitch. Swung on, hit well, but drifting foul down the right side. Barreled that one pretty well, but was just a bit late on the swing. There's Forrest having a lot of fun even through these rainy conditions. How big of an umbrella must he need? The payoff pitch again. Bit inside for ball 4. Good plate discipline from Escato to work his way on. And just like that, the Majors have their first base runner here in the bottom of the third. And again, we shift some from Majors power to some more Majors power in the bat of Christian and Noah. Again, both now tied at 15 home runs here in the 2026 season. 1 for 1, singled back in the first. So that one catches the zone, strike 1. Next one swung on, grounded towards the third baseman. The long throw over towards first. In time to get him, but still a productive out as Escato is now in scoring position over at second.
Yeah. A good swing there by Noah, just kind of went off the end of the bat and rolled it over. Good for him to get a runner in scoring position now. Majors 0 for 2 so far with a man on second base.
It was one of those hits where if he had hit it a little worse, he might have been able to stretch it out because it wasn't hit too sharply. And took a couple hops, was a tight race over at first as that one's grounded over towards second baseman, picks it up cleanly and makes the routine throw towards first for the out. Escato now just 90 feet away from scoring. He's over at third.
Yeah, just trying to do anything they can to make something, to get something going here as the Majors. You want to get this runner in. Escato, that rainbow is really,
that's a great shot.
Really lit up now.
Almost couldn't see the colors too clearly, at least from where we were before, but now it's a pretty bright rainbow. Beautiful day, even through this rain, for some baseball.
Which side do you think the gold's on?
The gold's on? One way to find out. I'll get in the car. Eduardo Diolio now in the box. First pitch to him, down and in, ball 1.
I guess we'll see you later.
We'll see. And that's it for the broadcast. I'm going to my car. I'll bring a camera and broadcast it live.
Yeah, there you go. You'll just be in the corner.
1-0. Grounded right to the shortstop. Long throw towards first, in time for the third out. So the Majors able to get a runner 90 feet from scoring, but not able to come through as the score remains 5-2 in the Jackfish's favor. As we get ready to shift into the top of the fourth now, we will take a quick commercial break. Be sure to stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a few moments. Again, you're watching the Welland Jackfish taking on the London Majors right here on Majors TV.
Stand out this season with the Jersey Acrylic Trophy, starting at just $15.95. Fully customizable with your team's logo, colors, and player details, and double-sided for twice the impact. A custom plate can be attached to the base for personalized engraving on each trophy. Great for player recognition. Ideal for keeper awards, participation trophies, or end-of-season celebrations. Order yours today at Nuthers.com or call 1-800-265-1554.
So right off the bat, what's your least favorite food? Oh, you brought fish. Okay, I get that. What are some of your go-to foods that you love? Oh, more props. Great, wicked. Fruits and vegetables. Great pick. You know, incredibly important. I'm sure a lot of the London Majors will agree with you. I'm gonna have to have you clean that up, though. You know, I'm not here to be a janitor.
We welcome you back here to Labatt Memorial Ballpark where it's the Jackfish versus the Majors. If you're just tuning in, you see right there the scoreboard. It's been a very offensive-heavy start here for both sides. A 5-2 lead so far for the Welland Jackfish. Victor Payano already up to 62 pitches as he'll face Carson Johnson, Daite Abe, and Brendan Luther here to begin the inning. It's been difficult for Payano to really get into a rhythm early on in this one. As about to get our fourth inning underway. Carson Johnson singled and came around to score back in the second. So we'll go 9-1-2 here for the Jackfish. First pitch, fastball up and away. Kind of slipping there was Victor Payano to make it 1-0.
So pretty fun ball game so far here between the Jackfish and the Majors. And speaking of fun, we're able to have a guest here on the broadcast with us today. Adam Carapella, president of Tricar, here in the booth to talk with us a little bit. Thank you so much for coming on the broadcast with us.
Thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
Love it so much. So obviously Tricar has a great history, not just in the city of London, but a few different cities pretty actively involved in the CBL. Can you talk a bit about the relationship between the Majors and Tricar over the years?
Yeah, we're really happy to be sponsoring the game today and be a sponsor for the season. It's especially with the location with Labatt Park. We have actually a number of buildings that you can pretty much see from home plate, so it's a beautiful backdrop, and we really like to support athletics. Both our kids, my wife and my kids play sports, both heavily involved in baseball. And in fact, my son, his head coach is Cleveland Brownlee on his Tin Caps team. So it's a great, he's a great coach, does a great job with them. And we really like to support any sort of sports, whether it's youth sports or semi-pro and that sort of thing. So we're happy to be here and be doing this.
Always love that relationship. A great double right there to get things going for the Jackfish. And so how did those conversations kind of start in the first place between the Majors and Tricar? Obviously, it's a great relationship, and obviously that attachment to sports as well. How did that kind of get going in the first place?
I think the main introduction was probably through Cleveland and through my son's team, who he's coached for 3-4 seasons now. But then, like I said, just the fact that we're right downtown, across from the Thames River. We've got a number of our buildings kind of in the area. We're big supporters of the downtown and the core, and the Majors do a great job at bringing a couple thousand people here every a couple evenings during the summer to watch some baseball and support kind of the core and the core area. So something we're really happy to be a part of.
So some action so far between the Jackfish and the Majors. Great effort here so far by both teams, but yeah, wow, really the Jackfish starting to blow things open. And so talk about today's event a little bit. Obviously, anyone who came in with a bit of an empty stomach will be happy on a day like today. Talk about today's game in particular.
Yeah, so one thing we were able to offer is two toonie hot dogs for everyone. So I've already put 2 away. I'll probably go after a couple more before the day's out. But yeah, we've got a number of a lot of our staff here with their families, a lot of friends. Both of our kids' teams are out here as well, and we've also extended the invite to all of our residents in all of our buildings. So I think we've got close to 500 Tricar residents came to enjoy the game today. We helped bus them in and give them transportation, and just a nice day out for everyone. And the weather's been okay. It's cooperated so far. Hopefully it continues here.
I think cooperated is putting it nicely today a little bit. Obviously, it's tough to get the perspective up in the box, but it looks like it has been coming down a little bit at points. I know that was one thing we were pretty nervous about today, but always happy to have you guys here regardless. And so, obviously, you have a bit of a personal to family connection to the sport, on top of having the opportunity to bring that athletic focus into your career, sponsoring the Majors here today. How has that impacted you? Talk about some of the baseball impacts that you've seen in your personal life from your family and how it's been able to cross over into your work now.
Yeah, I think baseball teaches you a lot of things. I think, if you're a really good baseball player, you succeed 1 out of every 3 times at the plate. Right? So,
Indeed.
If you think about that in life, not everything's going to go perfectly, but you bounce back and you keep trying and you keep showing up the next day. So I think that's a big thing baseball teaches you, and really just any sport. We've got a lot of staff members that, played a sport, whether, in their youth or maybe university or college. So I think it really helps you build teamwork, and that's a big thing that we are all about at Tricar, is really the team. It's a team effort. I mean, we don't provide these great communities and great buildings without a massive team effort from everyone involved. So that's certainly something that translates from sports into kind of our world.
And so obviously, anyone who's been to Labatt Memorial Park, like you mentioned, a beautiful skyline here out in the outfield. And how is it being able to say that some of your buildings, some of those Tri-Car buildings, are part of that skyline here at Labatt Memorial Park?
Yeah, it is very cool. I mean, it's almost like when you're looking at a major league game in Pittsburgh or Detroit or San Diego, where you see the backdrop with all the high-rise buildings in the background, and London's just kind of a smaller version of that. And there's some really nice buildings that you look out from home plate here, and there's actually 4 that I can see right in my view right now that are Tri-Car buildings, which is a pretty cool thing. Pretty cool thing for us to kind of contribute to the city and you know, provide homes for people, which is a big thing.
And so it's a great topic. So I work in news on a regular basis of my day job. So housing, homes have been key topics over the past little while across the board, pretty much any city you're in. Can you talk in that regard, some of the pushes that Tri-Car is making in terms of being one of these leading housing offerers across the city?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, you know, there's definitely room for all types of housing, whether it's, you know, single-family housing, townhomes, mid-rise, high-rise. We focus, you know, primarily on high-rise and mid-rise. We obviously like to build, you know, within the downtown core and help the downtown core, but we also build on the periphery and in suburbs. We build in, you know, the Masonville area or the Byron area. So we like to just, you know, give options for people. Yeah, like you said, housing is definitely a hot button topic, and we need all types of housing for London to really be prosperous, and we're happy to you know, help in that regard.
So obviously we've been chatting for a little bit. Owen, can you give us a little bit of an update at this time? What has gone on in this inning? Obviously it's already been productive. Another run scored, a couple big loud hits so far. Give us a bit of a rundown of what we've missed at this point.
Yeah, it really has been another offensive heavy inning here for the Welland Jackfish. It started off with back-to-back hits, the Carson Johnson double, and then the Daite Abe single, and that's just what kind of quickly able to spiral this one. A tough play over there and left by Jordan Lewis, able to get Brendan Luther on base, and then Ethan Mann single to bring around Carson Johnson as well, and you just saw the James Smybert fly out to Tucker Zadunix. That one is down and in against Jonah Weisner here, who's 1 for 2 today. It's just been another big inning here for the Welland Jackfish. They've only scored 1 run, however, still have the 4-run lead, so it's a really big for them to continue this lead and get Payano up early, and he's really working through his pitch count right now.
Speaking of which, another sharp hit. It's going to cash in another one, and that's probably going to put 2 in scoring position on what was a stand-up double over there. And so we've been seeing a lot of differences in this game, whether that be pitching, some good defense, some good fielding, some good offense. Adam, what would you say is your favorite part of the game on a day-to-day basis? I love the pitching side. We've talked about that a whole lot on the broadcast. But is there one kind of area that draws more of your attention on some of these games?
I would say, I think when I played, you know, just high school level or what have you, I wasn't the best hitter, but I was pretty good with the glove. So I would say I like defense.
I love it. We've already seen some great plays.
I'd love to see some big plays, yeah, on defense. Help out the pitcher.
So this is a good duo right here for you. Justin's really been into the pitching duels and the defensive show-ins. He loves a low-scoring game. Me, it's always the offense is kind of inspired me. Well, while playing, it was always – I played hockey for a little bit. I was a goalie there. Did not like the offense at all. Cal was a catcher when I played baseball. It was just kind of something there with the defense about it. However, now that I'm not playing anymore, it's obviously different. I love the offense. I love the kind of explosive plays in it. So
a lot of fun. So you said you played high school. What position did you play?
I was a lefty, so I played first base.
That makes a lot of sense.
I didn't have a lot of options on the infield. That was the only one I could really choose. But
there's not a lot that can really limit your positioning-wise. But, yeah, sometimes, unfortunately, your dominant hand can have a factor. Tough to have a lefty over at third base. But first base is a lot of fun. I find a lot of times you're one of the key conversational guys. Was that something that you found, kind of chatting up the players who get the singles as they kind of round their way through?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, for sure. I remember that, and you know, I don't mind talking, so it was fun back there.
I'm in the same boat. I usually play center, so I don't get a lot of opportunities to talk, unfortunately. And really happy that baseball has been able to have a presence in your life in some way, shape, or form going through. How is it not only having played a little bit, but sponsoring a big team, but having your family now a bit rooted in ball as well?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I help coach my daughter's softball team as well. Shout out Luke and Ilderton U13 girls softball. The bonds they make, the friendships they make, the lessons they learn, whether it's through their coaches or just playing the game. It's something that hopefully, they carry on, and something I really enjoy, watching them and helping them grow.
And so one question I always like to ask any parents who are involved in any aspect of the ball is, it looks like we're potentially seeing some movement over in the majors bullpen, is when you are watching, are you more so one of those calm parents who are just enjoying watching the game, or are you one of the more parents who kind of get involved and can get a little loud at times?
I'm trying to stay calm. I'm definitely calm. Try to be calm on the outside. You never know what's happening on the inside, though. But, we try to stay relatively calm. There's enough parents out there going nuts.
Oh, yeah, you could definitely say that. Obviously, fans get pretty loud at times here at Labatt Memorial Park. A few, I guess I would say, not like stereotypes, but there's some loud parents in different areas of the sport across the board. In any case, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, you got to love the passion.
My parents, especially my amazing mother, was one of those parents that would get loud at any possible event. You could hear her in the crowd.
For sure.
So the Jackfish really starting to blow this one open. A 9-2 lead at this point. Pretty productive inning.
I hope I'm not bad luck.
Oh, not. We knew it was going to be a pretty high-scoring effort between these two teams, just with where they are in the standings. They're 1-2 right now, so it's very, very comparable. But obviously, the Jackfish offense has been incredible. Owen, if you can give us another update on what we have missed over the past little bit. Still 2 outs, but yeah, the score has changed pretty drastically this inning.
Yeah, still 2 outs in it. However, Weisner doubled, and then Mullen singled to bring around Ethan Mann and Jonah Weisner. Now, that's already 8. This is the 8th batter of the inning for the Welland Jackfish, so the offense is really starting to get into it against Victor Payano. That is the left-hander, Alex Springer, over in the London bullpen, starting to get warmed up a little bit. It's just been a real struggle for Payano on the mound.
So that one's hit well, but hit high. The right fielder able to track it down for the 3rd out, but not until after a very productive inning for the Jackfish. Adam, just as we're wrapping up here, what can people across the city of London and across southern Ontario look for if they're wanting to learn more about Tricar?
Yeah, tricar.com is probably the best source of information, whether you're looking for a rental apartment or a condo to purchase in London or throughout southwestern Ontario. Every project should be listed on there, and we'd be happy to have you become a Tricar resident, part of the Tricar family.
So perfect. Adam Carapella, thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast today. Happy to have you here. Again, look up all that information at home if you need anything further, but thank you so much for joining us today.
Appreciate it. Thanks again.
Yeah, so a big inning again for the Welland Jackfish. They put up another 4 on Victor Payano. That might be the end to his day, as the offense will come back up here for the majors, looking for a big spark. It's Xavier Whittle, David Dreyers, and Jarrett Burney will be your 3 due up in the inning. All of them 0 for 1 so far. And to look at it from a major's standpoint, it's you have a lot to catch up on. However, you do still have so many more opportunities with this offense. It is only the bottom of the 4th inning. We're not even halfway through this ball game yet, and you know how big the offense can get. You know you can get to Saldana. You got to him back on August 1st. He gave up 4 in 5 innings. So you know you have the option to really get to him here and try and get the offense in a big momentum and a big rhythm. It starts off with this inning. You want to get something going just to maybe bring the top of the order up in this inning, at least get Lewis and Lenahan up, bring it to 5-6 guys in the order for the inning. If you can do that, even get 1 run in, you're only down by 6 at that point. So still looking good as we go into what would be the final 5 innings after this one. And it all gets started off right here. It's Xavier Whittle to lead us off. He didn't reach. He A fielder's choice to end the first inning for him. That was a 2-run first inning for the Majors. The only 2 runs they've scored so far as the rain is continuing to come down here in this one. And not too hard, not too thick. The rain is being, however, it is still there and still playing a factor in this one.
You can see how wet these players are getting just from the reflection on their helmets at this point in the batter's box.
Big swing and a miss from Whittle, and count already goes to 0-2.
Really starting to come down, though. I'm very impressed that there are still so many fans in the stands outside of the grandstand. A whole lot of umbrellas, but there's quite a few just wearing sweaters and jackets out there, so quite impressive to see. Love the dedication.
Yeah, real dedicated to these fans. That's a breaking ball just outside on Whittle. It goes to 1-2. But yeah, the rain is really starting to come down. You look down the first base line, there's a little puddle over there just behind the plate where the Welland bullpen is. You're seeing a little bit of a puddle right in front of the mound of right here, about right at the edge. Another breaking ball from Saldana just outside at Whittle, making this a very good at bat here. It goes to 2-2.
Some sharp stuff. We've mentioned it before. Whittle not having a ton of appearances comparatively to the usual starters, but has done pretty well when he's been called upon, especially off the bench this season.
He was called upon at about 3:40 today, so about 20 minutes before first pitch. The original scorecard we had Starling Joseph in this designated hitter spot. Because even with the rain, the U's are still flying out there. They're not looking for any cover at all. 2-2 is down and away. They say he went around, says Matt Neely over there at first. It's a strikeout for Saldana. Man, mark that as strikeout number 4. He gets Whittle swinging and quickly one away here.
Good pitch mix, to say the least. Obviously, his numbers are impeccable on the season as a whole. Really trying to carry it forward in this one. 4 hits, just the 2 earned runs. Good number of strikeouts as well. Just keeping these batters on their toes as best as he can and doing some impressive work battling through all this rain. Keeping the ball dry is not easy, and he's really maintaining some good control out there.
He has really been able to show his stuff. Now David Dreyers will come up, reached on an error to lead off the second, however, didn't make it anywhere farther than first base. As you're really starting to see the rain now.
It is really
at least from our point
down.
of view. You're able to see it on camera for most of this one. We weren't really able to see it out of our eye because of the netting and everything that's in front of us up here in the booth. It's starting to come down a little heavier. Everyone's starting to move in to within the grandstand covering here.
If it stays like this, I can't imagine it'll stay on much longer before we potentially go into a delay. Just saw Dreyers having to almost wipe off some of that rain.
Dreyers will foul that one off. That count goes to 1-1. Sorry, 1-2. Yes, Saldana has not exactly had a lot of action. Only 57 pitches here through 3 1/3. The 1-2 is swung on and missed. Make it back-to-back strikeouts here for Saldana, and that's number 5 for him as there's 2 away.
Just some good stuff. We're seeing some good timing changes. We're seeing some good pitch mixes, really trying to keep everyone on their toes. Saldana now trying to clear off some dirt from his cleats. Looks like that might become an issue. We've seen it with some pitchers on some rainy games here at Labatt Memorial Park already this season. But as of right now, it's really not impacting his game whatsoever. Racking up the strikeouts at this point. That was his 5th in the game, and really just looking sharper and sharper as this game goes on.
Yeah, looking sharp as the rain continues to fall. You can kind of look out into the infield and almost pooling up a little bit. You see right in front of Brendan Luther over there at short, or right next to Jonah Weisner over there at second base as well. It's really starting to, the dirt's really starting to come mud
look
as
at
you
those
see
cleats.
The cleats and the puddle right there as well as Bernie looks at the 1-1 outside. Made it 2 balls and a strike.
Not exactly the ideal conditions you want for a good game of baseball, but pretty impressive for everyone involved on the field for just holding their own out there.
You're seeing a lot more umbrellas now. The 2-1 is fouled into the seats.
Hot shot over there.
Look how the kids are still out there looking for baseballs. It's all good.
Rain ain't going to slow them down.
Not at all.
So far in this game, just the one error on the board. So no other issues throughout the course of this rain. That error coming before all the rain.
So a grounder over the second base. Jonah Weisner able to make the easy play. And that will end the inning.
So still plenty of ball left. These two teams pushing through the rain as best they can. They need to make it through 5 to make it official. So they're going to do everything they can to try and get through the next inning as the rain continues to fall. And with that, we will take a quick commercial break as we get ready to push into the top of the 5th. We'll be back in just a few moments. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Welland Jackfish taking on the London Majors right here on Majors TV.
Make a bold statement with the Champ Chain, the ultimate award for champions. At 5 to 6 inches wide, this eye-catching medal is built to impress, fully customized with your logo and cut to shape. From the court to the boardroom, this award brings energy and attitude to every celebration. Great for recognizing your MVPs, players of the game, or hardest worker. Level up your recognition game with the Champ Chain. Order yours today at anothers.com or call 1-800-265-1554.
We got this, united, step it up, keep on thriving, we trying, keep shining, living in a world where we colliding.
When we're together, amazing things happen. Feel what it means to be greater together.
And we're back at Labatt Memorial Park. A pitching change for the London Majors. Alex Springer coming in. The rain continues to fall, impacting the game here today. And it looks like we are having some discussions on the mound. The umpiring crew right out there with Alex Springer and Roop Chandradat coming out there too. They're probably talking about just how tacky and sticky that mound has become.
Just how muddy it's gotten lately. We're gonna bring the grounds crew out here. Roop Chandradat's waving him over in the right field corner. As you can really see, there is a lot of standing water out there. You might be able to see it right behind the plates over there in the Welland dugout. There is a big pool out there in the corner.
Obviously, when it starts raining this much, the conditions get as bad as they are. It increases the potential for injury. On top of just increasing the potential for mistakes being made, added errors. You know, no one really wants to look like a Doofenshmirtz out there. You just want to make any plays that you can. And when the weather gets this bad, it really puts some question marks at the end of that. So the grounds crew pretty on top of it here, and we'll see if this continues or not. In any case, we're happy that you're here with us, tuning in from home, whether that be on Majors TV or on CBL TV. Stay nice and dry at home wherever you are. Appreciate having you here on the broadcast. Again, if you're just joining us, the Welland Jackfish have quite the lead at this point. As we enter into the top of the 5th, they're up 9-2 over the Majors, out hitting the Majors 12-4 as well. Jackfish do have one error in the game so far, which came pretty early on before all this rain started coming down.
Yeah. London did have the lead after the first inning, but it's been 8 unanswered runs here for the Welland Jackfish to really bring this in. Is that a puddle right in front of the mound there?
It does look to be. I don't know how bad it is. That might just be some of the questions that they're having with the grounds crew, is how bad it actually is. We obviously don't get a great vantage point from up here in the press box behind home plate. But there are, like you've mentioned, kind of a few puddles starting to form. If it's going to impact anyone at this point, it will be the pitchers, which is why I assume Alex Springer, who just came into the ball game, was most concerned kind of calling the crews over.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do with this one. As you said it just a little bit before, you need to play 5 innings to make this game official and put it into the books. Now, if you only play 4, we'll interesting to see when they reschedule the final 5 innings.
Yeah, look at all that dirt they're having to clear off.
Yeah, that's just...
Clearly has an impact, can mess up your footing. That's how ankle injuries can really become prevalent on the mound, too.
And you saw it a little bit back in the top of the 4th. It's slippery out on the grass as well. Jordan Lewis went for a Brendan Luther fly ball and just slipped. Couldn't keep the ball in his glove, and that's what kind of kept the inning rolling. That's where the final 2 runs of the inning came from.
So Mother Nature has entered into the ball game, having a bit of an effect. Officially, we are in some rain delay here at Labatt Memorial Park. Weather having some factors across the board in the CBL this weekend. But today's matchup is not the only one going on. The Toronto Maple Leafs are also battling the Hamilton Cardinals. Hamilton, which is now has a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 1st. That game also underway. On top of this one, the Majors taking on the Welland Jackfish. So happy you're here with us today. If you are in the chat on Majors TV on YouTube, would love to know where you're tuning in from. Obviously, we've been getting some really great local, some provincial, national, international attention across the board. So you love to see it. Love it to have you here. We'd love to know where you're tuning in from. Up to this point, it was a lot of fun. We had predicted it was going to be fairly high scoring between these teams. Obviously, you have the number 1, the number 2 team in what's been a very tight race pushing towards the end of the 2026 season. Welland has just been doing impeccable stuff this game.
Yeah, they have, and it's a big confidence boost for them. They're coming into this one losing their last game against the Barrie Baycats. That's what put them down to 2 games behind the Majors. Now, a win here will put them within a game, put them in a really good spot going into their final 3 of the year, and really trying to work on this mound here.
It does seem like that is the main concern. There's not a lot of attention from elsewhere in the ballpark. It really is just the mound that is getting the grounds crew involved. Checking in the chat, one viewer from West London, happy to have you here. Some nice local turnouts there. One from Detroit, Michigan. Some rain there might still come our way. Yeah, that at least from what I saw in the forecast beforehand is it will be pretty on and off here in London from now pretty much through until I think 9 or 10 o'clock. But the forecast for a while was almost pushing back hour to hour to hour. So it's been a bit of a wet one. Luckily, not quite as much of a dump rain-wise as we got yesterday, which pretty much canceled almost every single game across the CBL. So get ready for a lot of makeup games as we push into the final week of the regular season. If I remember correctly, the Majors will be taking on the Guelph Royals in Guelph on Wednesday. That'll be the makeup date, so be sure to tune in then.
Yeah, so they'll go Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Wednesday in Guelph, Thursday in Kitchener. Friday right back here at Labatt Park to face the Brantford Red Sox. Now, this one gets delayed. We're not exactly sure when the makeup will be. Regular season does end a week from today.
There have obviously been a lot of questions before the game got going because we knew there was going to be potentially a bit of rain at some point. So there have been some early discussions on when that makeup game will be. At this point, it seems likely for either Monday or Tuesday, but we have no idea. We are not sure, no confirmations, and we won't until anything gets called. But we're still hoping to get through at least one more inning if we can. But the rain is still falling, still not heavy. It's not like any big, like, thick, fat rain coming down. It's fairly light, just very consistent, which I think is the issue right now.
Yeah, very consistent. There's so much of it as well. It really hasn't stopped since it started 50 minutes or about an hour ago now. It's just been constant. You see both the co-owners, Rube Chanderdat and Scott Dart, out there kind of talking about this, seeing where we can go from here.
Checking back in with the chat on Majors TV. Happy to see people tuning in from, I believe that's Antarctica, which is rad. Thorold, Ontario, the UK as well. Love to see the turnout across the board. Conversation still going on through this rain delay. Rube Chanderdat over there talking with the umpiring crew. Just want to make sure it's safe. Alex Springer looks like he's starting to make some throws on the mound. Still having to kick off dirt in between pitches. But at least fine in the zone. That last one looked like a strike, if that counts for anything. But still plenty of fun. Happy to have you here with us through this rain delay that we are seeing in London, Ontario between the Welland Jackfish and the London Majors. Grounds crew looks like they're starting to clear some stuff up. We might see some action within the next few moments. Again, no big attention being made at other areas of the ball diamond. We're seeing some light, not like puddles, but you can see some extra damp areas. What would that be? Probably third, short, second, almost all the main positions where everyone has been standing. And then maybe a little bit right behind home plate. But none of those areas got a lot of attention. It was just the mound that was getting some focus. Again, rain still coming down here in London, Ontario. Not too heavy though, but the consistency is the problem as the grounds crew makes their way off the field. So it looks like we should be moments away from getting back underway.
However, there's still the infield you kind of have to take a look at. I wonder if we can get a shot there, right there. You can kind of see it's starting to pool up a little bit over there at third. It's kind of happening at every position in the infield, and it's just continuing to rain non-stop, and it's definitely going to be up for...
That's a great shot right there to kind of get some perspective on the rain coming down.
Yeah, and you can see it right there, just how much of it there is coming down. It's definitely going to be up for discussion if we delay this game. Maybe not call the game, or just put us in a little delay, see if the rain will stop anytime soon.
Yeah, in some cases like this, depending on how bad it goes, it looks like the umpires are going to meet to talk about it right around second base. Sometimes they will then be like, okay, we'll put it in rain delay for half an hour and we'll check back in at, let's say, 6:30, something like that. They do sometimes do that, but it looks like as of now, there's still no confirmed call on if there will be a lengthier rain delay or not. And checking back into the Majors TV chat, happy to see some people from Hensall, Ontario. I believe that's how that's pronounced. Another fan from Alberta checking in. Happy to have you here. Thanks for tuning in for what's become a bit of a rainy day, a rainy game here in London, Ontario. Yeah, you can see the pooling right on the base paths there.
Yeah. And I mean, you look at the radar, it's going to keep going for a little bit. I mean, there's this really big cloud that kind of just showed up. It's going to be here till, from what it says, maybe as late as 7.
So we shall see. We'll keep you updated as we go. I almost thought Michael Escada was going to try pitching on the mound a little bit. You can see him almost getting ready for a delivery. Looked like he was just trying to call Eduardo Diolio back over, and you can see all the Majors players still hunkering down over there all together. Ryder Hancock's made his way out on the field as well, looks like.
In a game that is in action at the moment, the Hamilton Cardinals and the Toronto Maple Leafs are still in the bottom half of the first. Hamilton's up 5-0 already in just the first inning. It's been big for their offense. It was a 2-run homer from Jaden Brown, a 2-run homer from Dario Barrero. We're unsure where that 5th run has come in, and it's not been reported just yet.
So still in a bit of a delay here. Some showers coming down in London, Ontario. Sky's still pretty gray, and we're expecting it all to continue pushing on.
So it looks like they might be taking players off the field. It does appear.
That would be my guess. Yeah, we are seeing some of the majors making their way over to their dugout. All the Welland players are pretty much already all off the field.
Seen Forrest need to get consoled about that. He's not.
What an adorable doggo here in attendance.
you see the dedication from the fans. They're like the only ones over there, just enjoying their time here.
Still love the turnout here for some rainy Sunday ball in London, Ontario. Great amount of fans. Seeing a good mix of Welland fans here as well to support their team. In any case, happy to have you here with us on the broadcast. Again, if you are just joining us, Justin Koehler up here, Owen Taylor. You've heard from Evan Fredrickson a couple times down on field level, the third man in the broadcast. Happy to have you with us.
Yeah, so it does look like it will be a rain delay. Brian Essery still out there talking to all three umpires. The grounds crew cart has now come out to the field.
You know, it's not very often that we have to do play-by-play for a rain delay in terms of everything going on. But it's made for a very interesting game so far. I guess that's the word. And what turned into a 9-2 contest in favor of the Jackfish, out-hitting the majors 12-4 before we got interrupted as we were just about to push into the top of the fifth. Again, these guys need to play 5 innings in order to have it be a complete game, an official game. So that's what these teams are concerned about. Everyone wants this on the record with this being the final week, really, of the 2026 CBL regular season. They do not want to schedule more and more makeup games this week. So it looks like the tarps are going on. So we'll be waiting for an official word. It looks like it will be a lengthier rain delay.
Yeah, if this game gets called, then you got to really think of when they'll even have the time to play this. London already plays, what would you say, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday?
Yes, indeed. Because of the makeup game, having to make up for that, the Guelph game that would have been played yesterday, that's been put to Wednesday. I believe they're in Kitchener Thursday. They're back home in town to host... who is it? I gotta look at the schedule. But they are back here at home Friday for their final home game of the regular season. And then it all shifts to the postseason from there, at least on paper. It could get even worse if there are more rain games having to be made up.
Now, from what I'm thinking, your only options to reschedule this is tomorrow or Sunday. Welland plays Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday the rest of this week.
So it looks like we are going to be able to bring up the Maple Leafs Cardinals broadcast at the very least. There's still some action going on across the CBL over on Cable 14. Wonder if we can do play-by-play for this one. We'll get some nice comparisons going. But in any case, as that game is underway and we are in rain delay here at Labatt Memorial Park, we will take a quick commercial break. We'll be back in just a few moments. Again, you're watching the Welland Jackfish here in town, taking on the London Majors right here on Majors TV.
We got this, united, step it up, keep on thriving, we trying, keep shining, living in a world where we colliding.
When we're together, amazing things happen. Feel what it means to be greater together.
Shine on.
Let me into my zone. Please don't let me into my zone. 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 Please don't let me in. Yeah. Can't answer my phone now. Just leave it there, that tone. Ballin' can't beat me up 'cause I'm back in my zone now. 'Cause I'm back in my zone now.
Make a bold statement with the Champ Chain, the ultimate award for champions. At 5 to 6 inches wide, this eye-catching metal is built to impress, fully customized with your logo and cut to shape. From the court to the boardroom, this award brings energy and attitude to every celebration. Great for recognizing your MVPs, players of the game, or hardest worker. Level up your recognition game with the Champ Chain. Order yours today at Nuthers.com or call 1-800-265-1554. Nuthers blank and stock metals deliver impact without compromise. Fully customizable with UV full color printing or 3D printing to showcase your logo, event name, or design.
And welcome back to Labatt Memorial Park on what's been a bit of a dreary day in London, Ontario. Some showers coming down. We're in rain delay. Luckily, there's still some CBL action on the go. You can see on your screens now we're playing the Cable 14 broadcast between the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Hamilton Cardinals. Cardinals currently up 5-0 in the top of the second. So we'll throw that up for you, just so we can still have something. We're still trying to get official word on how long this rain delay will last for, if they do give us a set time frame of when they'll check back in, if that's half an hour, 45 minutes, anything like that. But I assume they'll be back in action at some point because they really want to get through at least one more inning of work to make it an official game, and then realistically they'll probably call it off at that point. But the big concern is the field. That's usually what leads to these rain delays. You obviously don't want to do some more lasting damage. That makes it tougher. But with the amount of pooling that we're seeing, pretty much at every position across the infield, it's making it tough at this point. In any case, happy to have you here with us, joining us for the broadcast. We'll try and keep you as updated as we can throughout the course of this one, as the Cardinals Maple Leafs game continues in the top of the second with a runner on first. Again, love seeing everyone here for this one. The amount of viewers that we still have in a rain delay, love to see it, love the commitment, and love the excitement for these two teams here in the 2026 CBL season. Checking back into the Majors TV broadcast, the live chat. Happy to see the turnout. A lot of people from London. Again, we've seen some people from Texas, from the UK, Antarctica. Happy to have you here with us. You know, at one point we did have a bit of a rainbow over in left field, but we were hoping that would have been a good omen. Has not been the case. Still a 5-0 game over in Hamilton. Likely going to be a bit of a lengthier delay here. Everything's still a bit up in the air, unfortunately. Again, we'll try and keep you as updated as we can for how long this rain delay could last for. You can see some of the majors coming out. That appears to be Cleveland Brownlee starting to talk with some of the fans. Everyone gathered here under the grandstand at Labatt Memorial Park. Just trying to stay dry. So you can see all that rain coming down, starting to pool on the infield. So at this point, we're still unsure how long this rain delay will last. It is still coming down here in London, Ontario. So I guess to save our throats and some of our work here in London, Ontario, we are going to be showing a rebroadcast of one of our previous games, the Canada Day game, which always had a pretty good turnout. We are going to throw up on your screens for the time being. We will chime in every now and then when we can to give you a bit of an update on how the situation is going, but officially we are in rain delay. Still not confirmed how long we will be in this delay for, but all comes down to Mother Nature. We'll keep you as updated as we can, but for the time being, enjoy this rebroadcast from the London Majors Canada Day game. Really clicked actively so far this season, and I think a good effort from them to at least be keeping pace pretty well with Welland. Obviously, a win there would be pretty huge for the Maple Leafs.
Absolutely, it would be, Justin. A massive victory against Welland if they can pull it off. Crowd is into it, singing along here in the 7th inning stretch. Always special here on Canada Day. It is my personal favorite game of the year just because of the festive mood everybody is in, and excited to see what should be a good finish here in this one, no matter which way it goes in the end. A 4-4 game heading into the bottom of the 7th inning. Frank Garces is back out there, sitting at 92 pitches for the contest, Justin.
He's been lights out so far. Like we've mentioned a few times, he gave up a few hits back in the 2nd inning. That's where the Majors got pretty much all their damage done today. But since then, he has really slowed it down and really gotten in the heads of these Majors batters. Just a walk in the 4th, a 3-up, 3-down inning in the 5th, a double in the 6th. Collectively, really no damage done since the 2nd. It's just been a really sharp effort from him so far.
No damage done since the second. No action in that Barrie Baycats bullpen. Despite the elevated pitch count, this inning belongs to Frank Garces, at least to start things off. First pitch in there for a strike to Adam Thuss. It's 0-1. Garces into the windup. Swing and a miss, 0-2.
Thus, obviously, that big 3-run bomb back in the second to put an exclamation mark on the inning for the Majors. I love the change of pace that we're seeing from Garces so far. Was very quick on that last pitch, really took his time on this one.
Rolled over there by Thuss, and it will trickle foul. So the count will remain no balls and 2 strikes.
If you're the Majors, I think we've seen a lot of players in a home run mindset, which I think so far this season has bitten them a few times. I think they've been really working best when they are catering towards a hit-and-run strategy, stealing bases, going for more small ball activity. I think that's where they've really been thriving. And with how much oomph they're putting into these swings, I don't think it's been really playing to their favor so far and biting them a few times.
Adam Thuss down on strikes there for the first out of the home half of the 7th inning. And let's just have a listen.
Now batting, number 35, Cleveland
You know this one extra meaningful for Cleveland Brownlee, stepping into the batter's box. Crowd on their feet to welcome him. Just his second plate appearance this season, coming here on Canada Day. What a moment for Cleveland as the Majors at the plate in a tied game. Batting in the spot of Xavier Whittle. Inside ball 1.
His other at-bat came just in that last matchup on Friday. Didn't go his favor then, but an absolute legend here in the city of London.
1-0, Brownlee waves and misses. It's 1-1. Cleveland hit his 100th career home run back on Canada Day 2019. So a day that has extra meaning for Cleveland. 1-1. Sends this one to center field. Ejo taking a few steps in. He's right there. And Brownlee is retired for the second out of the inning.
In any case, fly out or not, the crowd here at Labatt Memorial Park loves that man. Cleveland Brownlee, loved in the city of London, not just here at the ballpark. Loved by the fans, loved by the teammates around him, and is just huge on any team that he is on, and Majors love him.
Michael Escato into the batter's box here, taking all the way. It's ball 1 from Garces there as he reaches 99 pitches here in the ball game.
Escato still looking to contribute on the offensive side in this one.
One, 2 out.
Escato again, not only dominating in the hit category for the Majors, but across the league as well. Not a lot of RBIs, but he's been dominant at the leadoff spot for the Majors this season.
2-1 count, 2 away here in the inning. Majors have been very quiet at the plate since the second. Frank Garces over 100 pitches. No action in the bullpen as Escato fouls this one off. It's 2-2. Lights have come on here at Labatt Park, brightening things up. 2-2, 2 out. Escato ready in the box. Garces from the wind up the pitch. Misses. 3-2 now on Escato. 3-2 count, 2 away. Big pitch coming up. Garces taking his time on the mound to get set. Escato ready in the batter's box. Here's the payoff. Ball 4. Escato works a walk. He's on base for the first time in this one. And the Majors have a 2-out base runner.
I really liked that quote-unquote bat flip, just kind of tossing it over his shoulder there. You could definitely tell that Escato was wanting to get on base in a big game like a Canada Day matchup. So hit or walk, he is happy to be on the base paths today.
Christian Inoa into the batter's box here for the Majors. Big spot. Go-ahead run is aboard in the form of Michael Escato standing at first. Here's the pitch. Inoa loses the bat, heads up, fouled off, and goes flying.
It looked like I saw a bit of the knob of the bat come off. There was definitely something that came off with it, whether it be one of the thumb guards or the actual knob of the bat. It looked like something came off of it there and just had it slip right through his hands.
Inoa getting some spray on his hands and on the bat to make sure he's got that grip the way he wants it.
I think the big difference in today's matchup will be if the top part of the order can get things going. Obviously, we've seen a lot of the damage done from the bottom half of the lineup with the middle part of the order kind of getting a lot of those runs, but the top half has been pretty silent so far. That's the first base runner that we've seen from the top 3 spots in the order today. That walk by Escato there.
A full count walk by Michael Escato. You mentioned it, Justin, the only base runner that has been generated from the top of the Majors order. Inoa behind in the count, 0-2 here with 2 away. Wouldn't be shocked if we see Escato on the move just in case Inoa is able to put the ball into a gap. Garces ready on the rubber. Pitch number 108 on its way. Left-hander delivers. Escato is running. Inoa lines this one to center field. Ijo coming in, makes the catch on a slide to end the inning. This one remains tied at 4-4 as we head to the late stages of the ball game. Going to the top of the 8th. We're even on Majors TV.
So right off the bat, what's your least favorite food? Oh, you brought fish. Okay, I get that. What are some of your go-to foods that you love? Oh, more props. Great. Wicked. Fruits and vegetables. Great pick. You know, incredibly important. I'm sure a lot of the London Majors will agree with you. I'm going to have you clean that up, though, you know. I'm not here to be a janitor.
To be the best, you've got to bring performance from every second.
4-4 is the score between the Baycats and the Majors here on Majors TV. Miguel Sereno back out there for his second inning of work, and why not, Justin? He was tremendously effective in his last inning.
Yeah, if he can do exactly the same thing he did last inning, I think everyone would have a pretty good smile on their face. 2 strikeouts and efficient, to say the least. Very, very quick effort, and I think if he could do the same thing right now, it's exactly what he'd want out there.
Some defensive changes here for the Majors. David Dreyers comes into the spot of Cleveland Brownlee after he pinch hit for Xavier Whittle. Dreyers goes over to third base. Trent Lenahan moves from third to first. Edgar Figueroa will lead off the top of the 8th inning here on this beautiful Canada Day evening. First pitch misses for ball 1. As the sun is setting, the temperature continues to drop.
Yeah, it really turned into a nice night here in London. Obviously, big blue sky after that big ominous cloud we saw before the game.
That one rolled foul. 1-1. Skylar Janice, as you just saw on your screen, getting loose in the Majors bullpen. I would expect that the 9th inning will be his, regardless of score, Justin.
I think you are exactly right. The big man for the Majors in terms of closing. Walking away in the saves category as well, which I think the The only real detraction with that jump to the CBL has been some of these blowout games. And we're back here at Labatt Memorial Park in what was an interesting game between the Welland Jackfish and the London Majors, but we are back with some unfortunate news here in town. This one has been called, so there will be no more baseball played in London today. Not an official game at this point, so be sure to stay tuned to the CBL socials, the London Majors socials, as everything will get updated in terms of potential rescheduling. But in any case, it's going to make for a busy stretch to wrap up the regular season for the Majors.
Yeah, it will. And obviously, we already talked about it. They play Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to finish off the week. And then this one will possibly come on Sunday. That seems like the only option based on Welland playing on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday this week. So we might have this game last a week long. It should be, a fun one, eh?
Oh, to say the least. In any case, thank you so much for tuning in throughout the course of this game and through this rain delay as well. Very thankful to have everyone here and the support from the crowd. It was a very interesting game. Unfortunately, it cannot go on. So like I mentioned, be sure to stay tuned to all your social channels, whether that be the London Majors or the Canadian Baseball League. All the details will be posted there. But in any case, for us here at Majors TV, be sure to tune back in on Friday. As of now, that is our next scheduled game here at Labatt Memorial Park. I believe the Brantford Red Sox will be coming to town in what would have been the wrap-up to the regular season. But it'll all continue across the board. For all of us here with Majors TV, Justin Koehler, Owen Taylor, Evan Fredrickson down on field level, Keegan MacArthur, our director-producer for today. Thank you so much for being with us throughout the course of this game. Have a great rest of your night. We'll talk with you again soon.